question. Yes. Love that one. Yeah, for sure. So I'll say the very first specific thing is narrowing in on your target customer. So we did this exercise to find our ICP where we had to put a name to the person, and that person happened to be Vanessa. And being very specific allowed us to not only find who the person that would actually pay us and use collab, and we realized that there's like thousands of other people just like Vanessa. So that target market fit is amazing. Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. So we do use Stripe as our payment processor. So that 7% is like our introductory fee. Our processing fee is going up to 10% like pretty soon. So yeah, 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 for sure. So you can so each specific group has a specific like group like basically section, but then there's a specific chat for each event, and then you can send one-to-one messages as well. And you can do all this on the web browser without actually having to like download the app. So we built it to where both is mobile friendly, web friendly, and so it's just like super easy to talk, communicate, and connect with somebody on the platform. Yeah, so they have to have an account. One of the things that like I love about Collab is that, you know, if you're RSVPing for like an event, right? You'll create your account, you'll sign up RSVP for the event, but now you're already in the ecosystem. So now you can discover other communities, you can discover other people, and now you're like in a larger ecosystem outside of just this one-time event or this one-time community. Oh yeah, for sure. So outside of just the app, so we do allow our hosts to send like email blasts. So that way, like that takes like another layer from just being able to once communicate through the app, but now you can email blast like all of your event attendees and your community. And then we do have SMS blasts too. So that's where I'm at. So, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so you can send like an SMS blast. I wish I had the like screen up here, but as you can see, so this is your section. So you can not only send a blast with like one click of a button, like send out like a blast like, hey, we're hosting an event. It'll send both them a push notification. It'll send them an email notification, and then depending on what tier you have as a host, you'll be able to send a specific amount of SMS blasts. Yes. So that's a great question, right? So if you RSVP for an event, we have a auto join to community feature to where now like literally you RSVP to the event, you're automatically in the community. So that takes like a one layer of friction out as a host trying to get people to join your community, and then you can kick people out. You know what? That is my goal, and let's everyone ask her, will this event be on Club next year? We heard yes here, so that's another customer. Yeah. Yeah, so I would say if you think about it, right, um, Collab is kind of like a Facebook group mixed with like an Eventbrite or a Luma, but then you throw in that like LinkedIn connection because each person has their own profile. You can like actually connect with them. So that answers your question, but we do have that like chat feature, event feature. So, yeah. Great question. Yeah, yeah, for sure. That's great. I think this is one of the things that I've like thought about. Because first you have like your social like organizations, right? But then there's professional organizations that like use the platform. We've already have like a few societies on there, so I think that would be really cool. One of like the bigger, grander goals, right, is for like all of campus life to be able to have a collab page. So now everybody on a campus can join different communities. Not only see, like for instance, I have like my fraternity chapters on there, right? So they can like talk, communicate, and also they can like run their event tickets through it. I think it'd be so cool to have like a whole campus to where it's like, all right, this is the collab for the campus. That's a great question.
families. But we can't expect families to be the drivers of academic success without giving them a seat at the table or a roadmap to make an impact that counts. And that's why I started Story Spirit. I wanted to bring families from the sidelines of education to the center of student success. At Story Spirit, we do just that. We place families center stage, and we design and facilitate joyful, literacy-centered, evidence-based curriculum, programs, and events within schools that actually build long-lasting literacy habitats, like our SLAY model. Simple learning activities every day. Yes, that model really does slay, but it also offers families something really special. And that is a meaningful way to connect, impact, and lead in just minutes a day. Our Story Square trained facilitators deliver our portfolio programs that harness the power of art, music, writing, and story. That comes together to transform regular old family engagement into an interactive experience that's memorable, that's imaginative, educational, and fun for all families. Unlike traditional family engagement programs that might just bring parents into a workshop or have one measure of success, a single sign-in sheet, if at all, Story Square engages the entire family. And we've got 4 metrics for success: habit formation, sustained participation, family school partnerships, and you guessed it, reading growth. Our market opportunity is massive. Our initial customers are Title I school districts. Texas has over 6,500 Title I schools. And each of those schools just last year received a share of $2.1 billion of Title I federal funding. By law, those schools have to spend 1% or $21 million on our costs, parent and family engagement. StorySquare wants to intercept that funding stream. We want to turn a mandated compliance line item into measurable academic strategies. Schools have been over-investing in these areas that have been returning dismal statistics for decades. So, StorySquare wants to sell our transformative solution: family engagement enriched with a focus on literacy, directly to schools, tapping into that $21 million fund, and without draining schools' greatest resource, teacher time and teacher energy. Our go-to market strategy is really simple. We want to leverage the 4 years that we have chaired, organized, hosted over 10,000 attendees at our Texas Family Literacy Festival, right here at the Accelerator. We've developed partnerships throughout the city and partnerships within schools. We want to optimize those relationships so that schools don't have to bring their students and families to the festival, but we bring the festival to those schools in the form of our special family engagement. Today, we're asking you to join us in reimagining family engagement that actually unlocks the great impact of families and the thriving power of literacy to transform education. If you've got the same passion, transform education as we know it right now, or you might perhaps just understand the criticality of family, then join with us. Join with us in person. And if you have connections to schools, we would love to chat with you further. Thank you.
All right. Her stuff is in the program. You can help her out. You can shoot her an email. I will say we're a little off wonky in the rooms now, so we will try and fix it in at your hearing. All right. Let's come down.
Flowers, cake, that's what everyone says. It's very exciting to be here. But it's tiny. The food arrangement is made entirely out of plastic. Hello everyone, I'm Selena, founder of No Candles, where I make candles that close with the sun. Generally, people do candles only in one song. Like a window, we have a few other things. First, it's candle closing. So we're going to do event hosts who want to elevate their guest experience and leave them with something memorable to take home. And second, is candle display. Fourth arrangements were completely out of plastic, designed for those who love giving thoughtful gifts. Instead of
you know, where I
Okay,
can.
actually on that, I missed a line that I was supposed to say here, which was like 95% of my customers say that they see this as a perfect gift for their friends and family who love candles already. So that's one of the lines I missed. Thank you, but going back to your question.
So yeah, I'm envisioning, like, I could see a whole way where you could grow this as a D2C business, or, you know, sell this at the Whole Foods next to the bouquets. Like, is there a reason why you're leaning more towards the wedding market rather than where you already have demand on consumer side?
Okay, that's a good question. And so my business has like two sides. One is like the bouquets and the other one is favors. So for favors, I think it's easier to go through a wedding planner and through the business route. And as for the bouquets, yes, that's the plan that I go directly to the consumers, and that's like you can scan the website, and that's like where they can directly shop. And another things is like I do plan on taking the bouquets to like different coffee shops and stuff like that. So
Okay, so it sounds like the wedding angle is more so for the favors,
Yes,
where you can
correct.
sell them
Yeah.
like in bulk to, you know, line the tables or as a party favor to take
Mhm.
them.
Is there anything that, I mean, so when you make them, do you make a special mold and that you can speed up that design? Is there anything that gives you some advantage over like somebody else, like this is a cool idea and I'm gonna start making it? Have you thought about like, how do you protect it? It's custom design? Are you the one making it or are you buying?
so I do have my mom who handles all the production, so that's
Mom
like
does the production.
yeah, and I do like all like the cool and nice work. Well, production is also nice. It's candles. It smells really good. But for like
You protect it basically. From
Protect
somebody else to
it?
copy
I think well yeah, the molds are easily available on Amazon, but I think what differs me is like my passion to be an entrepreneur. And it's like to run a business is not easy, and you like come across so many hurdles. And I did have people who in my circle who kind of like copied the idea, and I'm not saying they will never get there, but it's just like for them, like if they can do it, like let them do it, like you try doing it as well. But I think one of the things is like people say, or that's what I've heard from my customers, that like one thing that they sure like about my page is my photography and like just like overall they've never seen something like this before. So maybe yeah, someone coming up can copy it, but it's like I'm introducing something that people have generally not seen, so that probably will help me build more trust towards the same
I'd
area.
love to connect you with some local IT folks that can help you like, do this even better.
Sure, I would love to have a
Things,
connection, yeah.
yeah.
I will talk actually with downstairs.
All right.
Okay,
Awesome.
thank you.
Yeah. I always ask silly questions, and it's not that me if I do that. I actually like your question whether it can be lit. I keep thinking, first of all, I'm not going to light it. It seems the picture looks stunning, but at the same time, before and after you lit the candle, I mean, before and after, two different forms, right?
Mhm.
So I'm thinking if I buy fresh flower versus buying the artifact you grade, one is made of wax, another, and one's. I keep thinking you create something could be a piece of art before and after burning. I know it's a silly question.
It's a good question because you want them to buy again, right?
Yeah.
It's not like you sell it and you never see that customer again. The lifetime value of your customer will be when they buy again.
Mm-hmm.
Or you give them something else. So maybe it's not a bad thing that you tell them to light it once in a while. Good sense, you know?
I'll second that. Like I have a distant relative who makes like beeswax candles. It's not as elaborate as this with the bouquets, but like it's actually beautiful to light it and watch it melt in ways that like a regular candle doesn't. And it reveals other patterns as like the wax goes down, and you know shows the shapes on it. So I was excited to set it on fire.
I mean, I guess that's very cool, and the thing is, like, there's already like a huge market where people can go like and buy these cool candles that already exist. There's not something that's like differently shaped candles. Like, it's unique. So I would love to keep the uniqueness of this. Like, you just take a look at it and you go burn a candle that you got from Bath and Body Works.
All right. Any other questions?
I love the craft aspect of it, but you did mention that I can get multi-items on. So, is the future for your business craft, scale, or just niche favors that you would give somebody with the expectations you don't like them to play?
Oh, sorry, could you repeat your question?
Like, are you going to focus on craft to differentiate yourself from everybody else in the candle market? Are you going to scale the business to make sure that like, it becomes like chocolate on Valentine's Day or something? Or
I could say like both. As I scale, I would like to preserve like the way I craft my candles. So.
Anyone wants to, if anyone participate, trying to see formality in slot 5. Otherwise, we've got Arlo sitting diligently without his shirt on that he was supposed to wear.
I got the thing.
Okay. All right. Well, please welcome to the stage.
I've always believed that we have the ability to create a life that we're excited to live. That's why a year ago, I packed my bags and moved from Dallas to Houston alone. But then I realized one thing. You can build a beautiful life, yet have no one to experience it with. Coffee became a way to meet new people, and the experience around it was the beginning of Arlo. Hi, my name is Jose Salinas. I'm the founder of Arlo Espresso Club. Now, each year, there's thousands and hundreds of students entering new campuses, new cities, and new careers. Yet, they're looking for one thing: new people to meet, new places to go, and experiences worth returning to. At the same time, 66% of average American young adults are drinking coffee daily. We saw an opportunity there. We took an already repeated behavior, drinking coffee, to create a social experience around it. You see, the problem isn't that young adults don't want to connect. It's that simply, in order for connection to happen, there has to be a reason. Now, Arlo Espresso Club is a coffee and matcha specialty brand that creates social experiences to the ordinary coffee cup. Our Arlo Blue, available in both matcha and coffee, have become staples to our brand. It's naturally made blue with butterfly pea powder, and it's known for its beauty and wellness benefits. Now, this past year alone, we have made $55,000 in just 12 months, and an average ticket of $13.12. The same time, January, we had a new idea. What if we launched a running club? People were already coming to Arlo for connection. What's better than that? A running club. So we went ahead, launched our running club at the University of Houston. It gained tremendous attention. Our first run brought out 88 attendees. Ever since then, we've been able to average 55 participants per run, and we have not lost that streak. Alongside participating and collaborating with more than 30 organizations, that brands such as Lululemon, Nike, and so on, even Frostbank has partnered with us. They saw an opportunity here. They do goodie bags or helped us with sponsorships, and we let them in. Now, this summer, our question changed. What can we do to create more consistency and more attention? We figured out the solution to that was the residency. So Arlo started operating throughout the summer in our labs from Fridays through Sundays at the same time, same place, allowing customers to add Arlo further into their routine. Now, We've also been featured in the Houston Chronicle and the UH Courier newspaper, alongside many more projects that we're still working on. At the same time, our marketplace has grown tremendously. The specialty coffee market is right now sitting at $122 billion alone. At the same time, it is projected to grow by 2033 to $225 billion, meaning that our average customer is not just every customer drinking coffee, it's the one who's already valuing those experiences. We have also been able to make a distribution channel which has allowed us to not spend any money on marketing at all whatsoever until date. Our founder-led videos have generated more than 1.3 million TikTok views this past year alone, and 200,000 Instagram views in just 30 days. Now, our business is simple. Coffee and matcha are our product. The residency creates frequency retention for us. Alongside the brand partnerships allow us to enhance the experience for our customer while putting in another revenue stream into our pockets. Unlike most traditional cafes where they go and buy the real estate first and then they try to find the customer, we reverse engineer that. You see, at Arlo, we start with our customer. We understand our customer and what they want. After that, the residency allowed us to go beyond UH campus. Our next plan is to go ahead and figure out all of that data to allow for further expansion. That's going to determine where Arlo goes next in its physical location. Now, UH became our first customer market. It has over 40,000 students. The Houston residency became a place of frequency retention. It's going to allow us to expand beyond just campus. Now, we often get asked, what's next? This fall, our next thing is going to be to expand beyond other campuses. We already seen a lot of demand through social media and other channels asking, when is Arlo coming to our campus? And this generation is starting to love Arlo even more. After that, we're going to tap into new markets. And a year from now, we're planning on having our first physical Arlo location from the data that we were able to retrieve from all of those events and pop-ups that we had. Now, our ask is simple. We're not just looking for more logos to add to our portfolio. We're looking for brands that share our same customer. Premium brands that understand the same consumerism that we're going for. So if you know of any connections or anyone that we can talk to, I'll ask you to think of the next place, next room, or next person you think Arlo should talk to. Now, I started Arlo because I believe that we all have the potential to build a beautiful life. And Arlo has become beyond an expansion of that same philosophy. Thank you.
All right. Does anyone have any questions? Right, I love that.
Yeah.
Ask away.
So the drinks, that's how you started. So is anything special, unique that is yours? The flavor, is that what brings people back? Or the experiences? What do you think is more important?
You see, it's a combination of both. The experiences definitely matter to us. However, we also have our signature drinks. This drink that you see right here, the Arlo Blue, it's naturally made blue, and it's good for your skin, hair, and nails. So it also has a wellness component to it. Syrups that we use are proper syrups, which averages around $30 a bottle. However, that affects our profit margins. So what we did is that we partnered with proper syrups. I'm a nutritional science major, by the way, so kind of already had that background behind it. And they sponsor our syrups, so it allows us to also increase our profit margins through each drink store.
You didn't bring any for us to try, did you?
No, I wish. Next, but I do have a residency that you can listen now. Yeah.
That's it?
No, it's in Houston. Yeah, we'll talk after, yeah. Yes?
Are you generating revenue from the sponsorships with like Nike and Lululemon, or is it strictly focused on like the sales?
Yeah, Yeah, so revenue does come partially from those as well. We had Lululemon, who they saw the marketing that we did and the traction that we had. So they wanted more people through the doors. What do? Bring us in, we market with them, and they pay us to serve drinks to our customers. We try to limit those. We're very intentional about them because we also don't want to just be giving free product to where it dilutes the brand. But yes, other ways that we had is that sometimes they sponsor certain events. We need signage and all of those things, put their logos in there. It's a marketing cost for them.
What is your favorite drink?
Oh, my favorite drink. That's definitely a hard question. One of my favorite drinks is definitely the Arlo Bloom, just because it represents also a brand. It's blue, it's good for you, it's healthy, and it gives your skin a glow. Who wouldn't want that? You know? Yeah.
Did you guys collab together?
Yes,
Yeah, we actually
have.
yes.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, we have tremendous.
On his platform? Like collab?
We're working on that. We're working on that.
And together, like,
Yeah.
you got a little community right here, like, you help each other. That's cool.
Yeah.
I had a little trouble picturing like what the retail experience looks like. Is it a pop-up or are you going into an existing place or you set it up on the street?
No, yeah, so it was a pop-up, or it's a pop-up. It functions as both a pop-up, but this summer now we have the residency. There's some pictures in here kind of a bit. So it now has seating. It allowed us to not worry too much about overhead. It came furnished and all of that. So all we do is set up the coffee cart in there, and it enhances the experience and retention as well. So, but we can still keep operating as a pop-up, which is an extra revenue stream as well.
So how frequent are your pop-ups? And this is, where are they?
Yeah, so actually that's a great question because we're coming back to school, so the frequency between the pop-ups really depends. I plan them a month in advance. We try to stay in between 5 to 10 pop-ups each time. Campus, tremendous support from like the University of Houston, so usually that's something that we're gonna start picking up, and after expanding to Rice, St. Thomas, which they've already been reaching out. So yeah.
Do you have like an Insta or social media where people can follow you and figure
Yes.
out where you're popping up next?
No, yeah, definitely, we do. We have a social media, we also have an email list. Actually, the Run Club's a private Instagram, so every time that a student joins, we collect their email, and we also have an email list for that. Instagram, it's at Arlo Espresso Club. Also have a QR code downstairs, so I can give it to you.
Tommy, you have a question?
No, I'm saying good. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, okay.
I'm Darian Jones with Air to Water Generators. And I have a question. Do you think clean water access in America is available to everyone? Let's check the stats. 52% of Americans are exposed to cancer-causing PFAS contaminants in their tap water. 27 million Americans live in areas that have severe water contamination and restrictions. And 2 million Americans don't have running water in their home today. That's where we come in. Our water generators give families water independence. Simply plug it in and generate clean water directly from the air. No installations, no plumbing, no refills. It's simple but effective. First, it condenses water directly out of the air. Then it filters it using an 8-stage filtration system. Then it adds minerals for taste and health. Up to 5 gallons of water a day. It's energy efficient, and it dispenses hot and cold water. This journey started when I was doing my master's at UT Austin. I was studying why do families keep losing access to safe water. something that most people don't realize is happening. That then became a patented prototype that I built out of UT Labs, and today we hold a U.S. contingent exclusive license with a leading atmospheric water generator manufacturer, giving us the ability to go to market fast and serve households today. The market is vast. $92 billion is what Americans spend on water every year. That's water bottles, water dispensers, you name it. And when we narrow down to our beachhead market, select metros in Texas, that's a $21 million opportunity in the near term. That leads us to our acquisition. How do we get customers? Our doctoral research helped me understand who buys this, where it will work best, and who needs it most. We turned our ideal customer profile and we targeted it using social media ads, organic social media, and demos. Then we sell it online through our website, and we service them in 3 different ways: the actual unit itself, recurring filters, and aftermarket services. Here's the landscape. Legacy options like your tap water or your filters, etc. They need water to work. And a lot of our customers, that's actually their problem. They don't have water in the local community. There are other companies that pull water from the air, but they're typically a lot more expensive, or they serve commercial purposes. We are the right option for residential, with one of the lowest price points in the category. So not only do we educate the customer with great marketing, we also offer financing on our website, allowing disadvantaged communities to buy at a lower cost. We deliver to the customer, and we service it after the sale. That full value chain is our competitive advantage. And it's working. To date, we've done almost $60,000 in sales. While we soft launched back in September, we didn't officially launch until March. So the majority of our sales actually came in the last 4 months. So what's next? The plan is simple. Over the next couple months, we'll continue to prove the model, selling to our current inventory and optimizing processes. The rest of the year, we'll operationalize that, focusing on fine-tuning our distribution strategy, still growing our D2C business, and even looking at other manufacturers that can serve our customers. That sets us up for 2027 to fast track ahead and scale. I mentioned our value chain is our competitive advantage, and this is the right team that's building it. I'm Darian Jones. I'm a 4-time founder with Anexic. I'm finishing my doctorate focused specifically on commercialized water technology, and I've led marketing and go-to-market strategy at John Deere and Design and Zillow. This is James. He's our engineering lead. He has experience in mechanical and aerospace engineering, and he leads our aftermarket services. And our advisors fill in the rest, from marketing to retail management to manufacturing. So here's my ask. I'm looking for people who want to join the mission in helping provide clean, accessible water all over America to the people who want it and the people who need it most. I'm looking for support from advisors, investors, or even co-founders in these 4 key areas. Supply chain, from manufacturing to the customer, scaling, and he helps scaling the business, which Red Lab really helped me with. Space, space for prototyping or warehousing, and sales. If this is you or someone you know, I would love to talk afterwards. Thank you.
So, yes, we have water access, water access problem in the United States, but the problem is possibly more severe in some other parts of the world. So, part of my thinking is that what about the international market? At the same time, I was actually in Taiwan earlier this summer, and I saw tremendous amount of capital flowing from other parts to Houston. Houston now is attracting so much what you are doing over here is possibly expanding the reverse casting. So what's that thought about international, or is it something in the future stage?
That's a great question. And yes, the vision is so big, you know, and I think that, you know, as an operational entrepreneur and building it from the ground and all these things, I had to find like a starting point. So my starting point was, even my research showed me that there's people in America that don't even have running water. And so I thought that was a great use case to start the business. It's close enough, have enough funding, you know, I can drive to the place that need it, I can send it there. And so I think that's a great point. My goal is to get a lot of traction here in the US and Texas is a great market. That'll allow me the ability to have the capital and even the traction to get investors to think on the water scale. So yes, it's there. I have to reel it in sometimes.
Oh, we got Wade.
How much did you have in sales?
58, a little bit over 58.
And what market are you selling that into?
That's mainly Texas.
And like, what's the use case that's causing it to, like,
Yeah, so if you think about Houston, I mean, Houston isn't like our biggest market, but there's a lot of rural areas, and not even rural areas, think like Corpus Christi, because there are a lot of customers there, where they have really big water problems, right? So either water's brown, or smells weird, or they have a fear of running out. All those things allow this to be somewhat insurance or a practical use case for someone who their alternative is not that great.
And their feedback to you, like, what's the hook into buying yours? It's like going to Kroger, you know, HEB to buy water.
Yeah, it's psychological fear is a well-studied thing when it comes to water access, and I think that plays here, right? Because there's the Kroger, there's the Walmarts, but if everybody in the city has water issues, then their water might not be there, or it may be sold out, right? And so these are people that need, you know, really it's like water assurance and water independence is a real thing, right? So if you think about like solar energy, having solar panels, it's not that you don't have energy from the grid, but having that safety net or a generator, right? Think of a real generator. Having that safety net if a storm hits, you just know you're going to be safe.
So a lot of the customers, you think they've been through a situation where they have?
They're actively seeing things on the news saying, hey, we might not have water next month, and the water smells like whatever you.
It's kind of like insurance, right?
Yeah.
Like water insurance.
Yeah.
I would imagine the people who are dealing with this also, that there might be like NGOs or something else that's set up to support people who are trying to get better outreach to people who are dealing with these kind of situations. Have you thought about working with government or non-government organizations to find sponsorships that would help you expand your reach?
Yeah, great question. So I think it's recently becoming a more prominent problem in the nation, and so I think when I started this project, it was harder to do that. I think I started there, but now, yes, I'm in conversations and I'm reaching out to some of these organizations because they're popping up, and I'm seeing them more and more. So I've reached out to actually a couple here in the last couple of weeks. Some of them have funding, some of them don't, right? So some of them just may be a liaison to help find customers or be a liaison. And then some actually get funding from the government. So the government has a lot of funding for water, but it's such, it's a lot of red tape. A lot of it's federally funded, or you have to be a certain, you have to be 501c and all these things. So I think it's becoming more streamlined to do that, and so I've been starting this. Great question.
Yeah, so I looked up, you know, the keywords that you have on the slide, and so can you, why does someone need a line of credit? What are you selling it for? Or why does someone need to finance it?
Finance, yes.
Yeah.
So this is one of the lowest costs on the market, and it's $2,000. And so we offer financing so someone can buy it for $120 a month. For reference, and it's studied that the people who actually need it the most, it costs them a lot to get water. And so you think about even people in rural areas where the wells are filled with arsenic, because the government did something 10 years ago or whatever. Those people have to drive to wells, they have to go well outside their bounds, they have to drive, they have to take off work, right? So the worst case scenarios, people are spending, whether it's health-related, gas, car, actual water, up to $1,500 a year anyway. So this trade-off of not having to do that makes sense. And I will say this, The costs are what they are now just because of the manufacturing. In the next 2 to 3 years, I see that driving down drastically, and this will be the future of water. Once we can get the cost down enough, there's no reason why you can get water any other way.
You mentioned filter, what's the cost of filters?
Yeah, so our filters are very competitive. So if you think about a typical reverse osmosis system in your house, your filter may be $200 to $300 every 6 months. Probably more, depending on how much water you're running through it. Our filters are about half of that, a little more than half of that, at about $100 a piece every 6 months. And the water's a lot cleaner. So it's not coming from a water source that potentially has PFAS that still gets through the filtration system. So our filters are competitive to existing alternatives with that in mind for the customer.
Same question as everybody else, IP. You said you had IP?
Yes, so so we have an exclusive license with a manufacturer who has IP.
You have the license?
Yes.
You will sell it for the geography?
For the US, yeah.
For the US?
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, great questions. Guess what? He has one downstairs. You can check it out and buy it even. He said he turned on and somebody bought it. So,
I didn't say it like that, but sure.
I think that's fair. That's a good sound. Okay, well, founders, you go. I'm gonna talk to everyone in the room, install for a minute so you guys can get to your tables. Okay. So thank you guys all so much for attending. Now. Okay, I'll second. So as y'all know, there's another 16s in the room. Good news, they're all going to get a showcase. So if you didn't get to hear their pitch, then you get to meet them at the showcase. Everyone's got cool demos and prototypes and Sanina's flowers. You get to see them. They are actually really incredible. Everyone has been like, oh my god. Nobody had seen them all semester or all summer. And then what?
I got the light.
Okay, good. Yes, yeah. Let's go to light one. Let's see what really happens. And then, so basically, the showcase is going to be open until 7:30. It is on the 3rd floor in room 328. If you get lost, there's some lovely volunteers in white shirts that say Red Lab Adventure Showcase. There's some snacks, some mocktails. It'll be open until 7:30. And you can take the stairs. There's 2 stairs. That's an outdoor stairs, indoor stairs, 3 elevators. I think I have stalled enough. Any questions? Maybe I'll hear questions too. It was really fun to have that. All right, go ask your questions. I like her.
So